Happy Friday to all of you. Welcome to the Community Support Center right here in lovely Tampa, Florida. We are here today to celebrate Destinations, which of course is our Inspired Living branded resident engagement program. And in Destinations, what we do is each month of the year, we go to a different state. We visit that state and we look at the traditions, we look at the culture, we look at some fun facts, all the different, we take a deep dive into everything about that state as a way to increase our knowledge, interact more with our moms and dads, our beloved moms and dads at our communities, and it's just a different way to come back there and make this into a month-long event. So once again, we'd like to thank all of our frontline warriors at our 16 different Inspired Living communities, taking care of our moms and dads so diligently every day, giving love, giving of yourself so passionately, and just doing it until it hurts. Go home, come back and do it again tomorrow. So we know what you do, we appreciate what you do, we're acknowledging what you do. Don't ever give up. Thank you so much. We're going to be visiting the great state of Illinois for the month of May, and we're going to be doing a drink demonstration for you. We'll be doing a cooking demonstration for you. Now, but first, and I'm sure many of y'all are here for a dinner and a show, we're kind of going to do that for you. Unfortunately, the dinner part is going to be a snack. The show part's going to be me telling a few jokes. So talk about getting gypped on a dinner and a show. Let the gypping begin. Any Chicago Bears fans in the house?
Bears.
What separates an average team from a great team? The Wisconsin and Illinois border. Little Green Bay Packer reference there, in case you missed upon that. What term do you use to refer to an Illinois politician? Inmate. Remember Boyevich back in the day? Anyway. It's so cold in Illinois this morning that as I was walking to work and walking past the Capitol building, the politicians had their hands in their own pockets. What a change that would be, huh? And this is one of my favorite ones. What's the difference between puppies and Illinois sports fans? Eventually, puppies grow up and stop whining. All right, anyways, it's, like I said, dinner to show. It's, you're getting what you pay for, which is nothing. But anyway. Back to the program. Illinois, just so y'all know, is known as the land of Lincoln. Lincoln, our 16th president, was actually born in Kentucky, but he does declare Illinois to be his home on record. The state is most famous for its corn. The Sears Tower in Chicago is the second tallest building in the United States. I thought that was a very interesting fact. The state, and Chicago specifically, is known for, probably infamously known for Al Capone, who was a famous bootlegger shipping illegal alcohol to all the different speakeasies back in the 20s and 30s, one of their claims to fame. Illinois officially became a state on December 14th, 1818. Some other additional interesting facts about the state. Illinois was the first state to ratify the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery. So I thought that was very interesting and very noble on their part. This is really interesting. Illinois was the site of the very first built McDonald's, which has just grown into a worldwide corporation and chain, but the first McDonald's was opened up in Illinois. Chicago, and as another claim to fame, is the famous Chicago fire back in the early 1900s. You may have heard the story about Mrs. O'Leary's cow knocked over the lantern and actually started the fire. That fire grew and it ended up destroying more than 17,000 buildings. 300 people lost their lives. It took 3 days to put that fire out. So some of the fun, interesting facts about the state of Illinois. Special thanks and a shout out to my partner Wendy O'Connor. She's our Vice President of Resident Engagement and just brings that passion for us every day. Thank you for those fun facts that you shared with us and we're sharing with our friends here, and we're going to share with our moms and dads at the 16 different Inspired Living communities with our beautiful Inspired Living branded Destinations program. So one of the things that we do with Destinations is the last Thursday of each calendar month, we like to do a special themed meal. And we love and encourage all of our executive directors and our sales and marketing directors, HWDs, all the different directors at the community level. Reach out. This is a great night to bring the families back into our communities. It's a great chance for us to spend time with the family members, get to know them, let them know, and kind of reassure them how much we love and how much we take care of their moms and dads, because we think of them as being our moms and dads also. So what we're going to be seeing in 16 different Inspired Living communities on the last Thursday of this month of May is we're going to be doing an appetizer, which is going to be, and actually we have that on some of our tables here at the CSC. This is a cheese and caramel coated popcorn, and actually it was made popular by Garrett's Popcorn in Chicago. So I used to be in Chicago quite a bit. I've seen it. It's in Midway, it's in O'Hare Airport, it's all over the place, but popularized by that would be the appetizer. We're gonna have two different entrees. We're gonna do a Chicago beef sandwich. Some of y'all may have had that before. It's a semi-spicy and just a soft and tender beef, put on a nice Kaiser roll. Usually goes with a nice au jus dip and covered with these jardiniere vegetables. Just a gorgeous product. Second entree that we're gonna offer is also a Chicago famed dish. It's called chicken Vesuvio. And basically what we do is take a whole bone-in chicken, we coat it with olive oil, we use different herbs and oregano, and bake it off till the skin gets nice and crispy, and serve with a side of potatoes. So those are the two entrees that we'll be serving the last Thursday of this month in all of our 16 different Inspired Living communities. The side dish and what Chef Joel will be demonstrating for you today is going to be a pierogi served either with or without caramelized onions, bacon, chives, sour cream, and that'll be a special treat that we'll be sharing with y'all in just a couple of minutes here. The side dish to match the two entrees is going to be corn and tomatoes. Illinois grows both of those crops, by the way. Pumpkin pie is going to be the featured dessert on this last Thursday in the month of May. Did you know that Illinois is the largest producer of pumpkins in the United States, which is why we chose that to be. So some of the things that you may see in some of your different dining rooms and throughout your communities is you may want to consider doing a theme of a 1920 or 1930 speakeasy. These bars where you used to have to knock on the door and give a password to come in, say knew it was okay. You might want to go with a gangster look. You might want to do any characters from the play Chicago, the famous Broadway show, and anything to do with the famous Chicago song, the group Chicago, Saturday in the Park, which is just a classic jazz favorite from way back in the day. So anyways, before we get going here, I know you're all kind of saying, Kevin, were those first 4 jokes, was that it? No, that wasn't it. What is the only thing that grows in the city of Chicago? The crime rate. Is there a difference between a Chicago Bears fan and Marty McFly from Back to the Future movies? Eventually, Marty McFly stopped going back to 1985. That's what, if you don't know, 85 when the Bears were in the Super Bowl shuffle and their claim to fame. What do you do to keep a bear out of your backyard? You put a goalpost up. Anyways, I'm sorry, Brian Morrison, our VP of sales, and he's smiling. And folks, just so y'all know, all the 60 different communities out there, here at the CSC, I'll tell you, we have just a room packed full of people dressed up as gangsters, as showgirls, as I think they call them different balls, et cetera, but we're on fire over here at the CSC. And then Brian gets some examples over that, so can't encourage you enough to embrace Destinations Illinois, our May 2022 destination. Without further ado, I am going to introduce my partner in crime here, Mr. Chef Joel Pally. And just a word about Joel, and this is a true story. Joel's over at Inspired Living Sarasota. I sent one person who was a referral from my past life in senior living, and I sent this person over there. I said, I want you to talk to Joel. She's looking for a job, this and that. She got over there, did the tour, loved Joel, this and that. You know what she said? She didn't take the job. She goes, you know why? She goes, he cooks everything from scratch over there, which is just gorgeous, amazing. I mean, from the heart, taking care of the moms and dads in Sarasota, not just opening up a box, heat and serve, cooking from scratch. She ran the other way, but that's right. Not everyone can live up to the standards of Inspired Living and Chef Joel Pally. So Chef's going to talk about some pierogies. Welcome to the family, and take it away, Chef.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate being able to take the opportunity to come and see all you folks here at the corporate office. Quite an honor for me. As Kevin was saying, I am working at the Inspired Living of Sarasota. It's a fantastic community. Really feel at home there, and love representing not only Sodexo but Validus as well. Integrity is my middle name, and that's exactly how we run our facility there. To the pierogi. So the pierogi is actually brought to the United States from the Middle Eastern immigrants. This is a very large Polish Ukrainian dish. Polish immigrants settled in Illinois, so that is why it's very, very popular in the Illinois area. Today, what I've done is I've actually gotten a little bit of pieces together for you in order to create this, to make this move much quicker along as we do the demonstration. So what we started with is your pierogi, which is a dumpling, and this has been filled with potato and cheese. Okay, we're gonna take these pierogis, we're gonna throw them into hot boiling water. You're gonna let those come to a complete float. Once those come to a float, it's gonna be roughly about 5 to 10 minutes in order for those to all float. It's letting you know that that dumpling noodle has been cooked and it's ready to go to the next step. While those are waiting to come to a float, what I did for you is I pre-cooked some bacon for you. We've rendered the bacon fat and added a little bit of butter to the pan, pulled out the bacon bits. Then I also sauteed in that rendered bacon fat and butter is some yellow onions. Get those nice and caramelized for you today. Okay. Once these start to float, not quite there yet, I took a step ahead and these have already been cooked in the boiling water for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat our pan and get that nice and hot, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that dumpling, we're gonna throw it into the pan and we're gonna give a nice brown color coating to the dumpling, which makes it even a little bit of crispiness and deliciousness. After that happens, we're going to take the caramelized onions and the bacon. We're gonna mix that all together. Some people do take their sour cream and they actually add that to the pan to create a cream sauce. For you today, because there are so many different palettes here standing in front of me, we're gonna actually just serve that sour cream on the side in case somebody doesn't like sour cream. We're gonna complete this dish with a little bit of a garnish of some fresh chives, okay? So, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes, they're gonna start to float, which they're doing. My pan is hot, so we're gonna take the pierogis, we're gonna throw those into the pan. So pierogis can be filled with lots of different items. This one here for you today is going to be filled with potato and cheese. Some people like to fill them with sauerkraut. Some people like to fill those with meat. And they've actually also used them and make desserts with them as well. So a very versatile item here for you today. So once these start to saute and simmer, they're gonna start to turn to a nice golden brown. Give them a little flip.
I mean, you can see if Lindsay can buy us one of those tilted mirrors where they come up there and they come back and look right now in there.
Right, exactly. Watch out, Rachel
Gorgeous.
Ray and Martha Stewart. Here we go.
That's right.
All right. So as you can see from the video, you're going to start to see them, the dumplings start to turn golden brown. So that means you are ready to go ahead and put in your caramelized onions. So I'm going to just add the onions. I'm going to add your bacon. And of course, you want to let those get nice and warm as well. The smell of bacon, it's fantastic.
Everyone loves bacon. Two things to point out, folks. Number one, both myself and Chef Joel, we're all gloved up. Food safety is very important to us and all of our moms and dads in our 16 different inspired living communities. So the food safety standard is anytime you're handling ready-to-eat food. We like to have them come back and acknowledge the fact that, hey, we prefer to have our cooks all gloved up during the whole process. Not a Department of Health regulation, but it's an extra step of safety that we do for that. Number two, we talked about this last thing we did, the Texas caviar, but very important, and we teach all of our chefs this and all of our line cooks this, how critical it is to have what's called the mise en place. And again, mise en place is a French word for everything in its place. So what you're noticing is what Chef Joel did not do. He did not start to pan fry a pierogi and then get his yellow onion out, try to slice that, and then come out and cook his bacon separately. He's getting everything done in advance. and that's gonna help us out for the cooking demo. We take that same philosophy, use that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just to make sure we get to get our moms and dads fed quickly, efficiently, and with the hottest food or the highest quality.
All right. And we'll just give this a couple of tosses here to get everything mixed up.
Wow.
All right. We're gonna add those to the ones we already had previously done. Who would like to come up and sample our very first pierogi? Anybody?
I think this is a job for Karen.
Now I heard there were some people as I came in today saying they love the pierogi, so I think we should give it a try. Sour cream for you.
Thank you.
And we're gonna do a little bit of chives. And there you
Very
go.
much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. So Karen's our first victim, I mean volunteer. So she'll go through the pierogi. We're gonna come back here in the second half of the demonstration today for our Destinations May, celebrating the great state of Illinois, and it's going to be making what's called a Mamie Taylor. Now, Ms. O'Connor and I, we went back and forth, and we couldn't decide which drink we wanted to do this time. The one that came in second place was called a Mickey Finn cocktail. Now, the ingredients of that, we looked at and we're like, and we're back and forth, what should we do, what should we do? And we read the ingredients, it just sounded really nasty, but so we're not doing that for you, but I bring this up because I found it interesting. Have y'all heard the phrase slipstone a Mickey? So this drink that came in second place that you're not going to taste today is so strong that back in the 20s, the bartenders used to slip this Mickey Finn, slip a Mickey to someone, get them all drunk up, they'd pass out, and then they would rob them when they weren't looking and sleeping it off. So again, we're not doing that to you. So what we did decide on for the drink part of the demonstration is what's called a Mamie Taylor. If you don't follow opera, Mamie Taylor was a very, very famous opera singer back in the early 1900s. She was known to frequent a bar or two or 10 or 11. She had her favorite bar and her favorite bartender. And they went back and forth and kept toying with the recipe, but they ended up coming with the signature cocktail named after her, again, the Mamie Taylor. And that's going to be, I'm going to make one right now. And actually, just like Chef Joel, need to volunteer. Who?
I will.
got a Scotch fan in the house. All right, good to hear. So what we'll do is we're going to start off. And I apologize, I forgot my ice scoop, and so we're going this way. Moot point again because I am gloved up and safe. So we start off with our Johnny Walker Red. You can use any kind of Scotch you want to. I just chose the Johnny Walker. It's always been one of my favorites. So we're going to come back and we're going to do a couple ounces of that. Come on. There we go. We'll do a little splash of lime juice. We're going to float this with ginger beer. And then once again, we talk we need these demos. It's either a layered drink or a muddled drink. We're going to put this back and forth a couple times to get those flavors to meld together. Ms. Hancock, our VP of Nursing, is going to give that a try. Make sure it's safe for the rest of y'all.
It's delightful.
Delightful, you heard it. All right. Thank you, Courtney. Well, folks, that is pretty much our Destinations cooking demo. For those of y'all in the community, again, it doesn't have to go on for 30 minutes or an hour or this or that. Sometimes it's just changing up patterns. That's what Destinations is all about, changing up patterns, learning new things. How can we come back and give back more and more to our moms and dads to keep their lives as vibrant and as meaningful as possible? So, any questions for Chef Joel? Any questions for me? Good. Karen said thumbs up on the pierogies. All right, that concludes our demonstration. At this point in time, the food table is open, the drink table is open. Come on up, we'll keep drinking in there.